Hey guys, welcome back to the Fire and Ice podcast. I'm Jenna, that's Jack. Bachelorette, this is episode something. Let's go.
We're on episode 12
Of the podcast. Nice.
And this week is crazy.
This week is episode
Week
4?
4? Week 4?
I think so.
Week 5.
Week 5. Okay, so it's week 5.
This was week 5 of the Bachelorette. And it starts off where it left off. It picks up where it left off. The Luke v. Luke.
Yes, the
Luke P. Luke S. situation.
The Luke drama.
So the episode, we're going to jump right into it because this episode is interesting. I have a lot of thoughts. Do you have a lot of thoughts?
I feel like every episode, I go into it thinking it can't possibly get worse. And it does.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. So as an overall episode, for me, I was relatively almost bored for the first bit. And at the very end is where it got bad for me.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it, but we'll just go through kind of step by step what happens in the episode, do the full recap as we do. But I definitely want to spend some time on the end topic just because I think a lot of people have opinions on it. But so let's just at least start from the beginning. So like I said, the episode opens up with the Luke P versus Luke S drama pretty much. And you know, they have a conversation that Hannah pulled the two aside and said, you know, kind of talk it out a little bit. Just kind of showing what it is. I don't really want to go listen to it too much because to be honest, it's nothing crazy. I mean, we can kind of recap for everybody, but essentially you can see on her face on the screen that she's not amused by this whole conversation.
Nope.
They're still arguing with each other as to who said what, and it just
seems going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere
just going
whatsoever.
in a circle.
And the thing with the conversation is that the longer that Luke S keeps talking, the more he's kind of digging himself in a hole. Because
Luke P is just letting him kind of talk and is kind of being more chill about it, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas Lucas is like, tell the truth, man, like, because he's irritated.
Right.
But I guess that approach
as
an outsider and not really knowing what's going on,
it looks worse for the person that's asking to be defended.
Yeah.
And so I think, Hannah's face, I mean, I'll bring it up again. I paused it at a perfect point. Her face says it all right here. I mean, she's just annoyed. She just doesn't want to deal with any of this. And yeah, it sucks because from an outsider perspective, again, you know, we don't know everything that's, you know, going on because they only show what they want to show for the episode. But just from our outside perspective, I mean, I don't know, you tell me, do you believe Luke S or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do believe Luke S.
Right.
Because everyone in the house agrees with Luke S as well.
Right. And that, you know, everyone doesn't really like Luke P for one reason or another. I mean,
Hannah is trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and saying maybe guys are just jealous of our connection.
Right.
Maybe he rubs people the wrong way, but deep down inside, he's a good person.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I'm not sure. You know, like I said, I personally think that Luke S is fine.
Yes.
Like he means no, what do you call it? He means
no harm.
Yeah, he means no harm. But what am I trying to say? Basically, like, you know, in my mind, Luke S is right and Luke P is wrong. Especially, but it just sucks, like you said. And I think Luke S knows throughout this that Luke P kind of has that upper hand against him. And that's why it also sucks to see him kind of almost beg for the truth to come out. Yeah. Because I think he knows that anyway.
I think the fact that she's even entertaining the idea of all of this means
proves a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he clearly is in the right, But the fact that she's, on both sides of it, I think it's because she knows he's right, but her feelings don't want to believe it. So she's kind of like stuck in the middle. Because if she truly didn't believe in Luke S., then she would have just been like, okay, you're wrong, go home,
Yeah.
But
Right.
anyways, continue.
Well, yeah, like you said, I think the fact that she even is considering and entertaining this idea shows Lucas something.
Yeah.
And from after this conversation has gone on, Hannah's annoyed. She ends up actually just storming out of there, just saying, I don't want to deal with this. Chris Harrison interrupts the night party and tells everybody that the night's over and we're going straight into the rose ceremony.
Oof.
Now, this is where, the first bit of kind of drama happens. Or not drama, but little spiciness happens. The rose ceremony is about to, get underway, and Luke S. actually pulls Hannah aside. Says, "Hey, can I talk to you?" She says, "Ugh." Like, you can hear it in her voice. She's like, "Ugh, sure." Like, what?
Yeah.
And I think it's
they panned away and showed a shot of him because she was actually looking at the producers, and they were probably like, "Yes, go."
Right, like she gave him the look of like, "Hey, can I do this? Like, is this allowed?" Right. But anyways, he pulls her aside and basically just says like, be very careful
around that guy, and you know who I'm talking about is what he said.
Right. And interestingly, he actually sees himself out, so he actually exits the show at that point.
Walk the plank.
So he exits the show. They remove a rose from the table for, I guess, odds purposes.
What do you mean by odds purposes?
So, like,
I think they alluded that he was supposed to get a rose.
So here's my thought.
Because if they didn't, then that means he wasn't meant to get a rose.
Well, if you think about it I don't know what the number is, but I'm going to just say they have 10 people.
Uh-huh.
And they have 8 roses, which means 2 people are supposed to go home. Right? Let's just make up numbers. I don't want to have to go through and count everybody, but let's just say you have 10 people, 8 roses. That means that night 2 people are going to go home.
Right.
If one person himself exits out of the competition, that leaves 9 people with 8 roses. Only one person goes home. Mm-hmm. So if he sees himself out, they have to take one out in order to reduce the number of people correctly.
Yeah.
So that, I think that's what they were doing. I don't necessarily know if...
No, but if you think about it... So are you saying that if he stayed, then that rose would have gone to one of the other people?
It could have.
And so they picked someone else to leave?
Yeah.
Like Mateo, or like John Paul Jones?
Right. See, because here's my thing, is as the show gets further and further... it gets harder and harder, which means you have to let people go, even those that you don't want to let go. Well, again, I don't know. This is me just speculating the whole thing, because it wouldn't make sense to me to allow somebody, like, if you're told this week I'm letting 2 or 3 people go, like you've been told that before the rose ceremony, and she already has these people in her head. Now to only send one of them home, it's like weird. You still have to send more people home in order for the show to progress. I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is. That's how I thought. If you think that it's just because like he was supposed to get it, that's cool. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It just, numbers wise, they need the show to progress further, and especially even maybe faster. You have to send a bunch of people home. You can't just send one.
Well, wait, no. What if he was meant to stay then? Though, because I think you're thinking in terms of he was supposed to go home. You take one of those roses away, and you have to send, because either way you still have to send.
Then it works out.
Yeah.
So if he was supposed to stay and she was gonna pick, but I mean, John Paul Jones, Mateo.
But they still have to take away that rose.
Yeah.
Because that rose goes to Luke. Yeah.
Right. But now, either way, if he stays, he gets it. If he leaves, they take it away anyways. I think we're saying the same thing, but I'm using a different scenario now that I think about it.
But I think in the end he was going to get it either way.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I actually don't think he was going to get it.
Okay. I feel like Hannah's the type of person who thinks, okay, this situation is unfair. He said, whatever. So I'm just going to let you both stay rather than sending you both home or sending one person home.
Right.
I'm going to let you both stay.
Yeah, I see what that. I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with. I think she is that kind of person. But either way, he sends himself home.
Yeah.
And we have to say goodbye to John Paul Jones and Mateo.
APJ.
Is there anybody else I got sent home? It was just those two. Right?
Rip.
Those two, right?
Yeah.
But that kind of concludes that first bit, that continuation from the last episode, and we actually get to leave
Rhode Island
and travel to
Scotland. Woo!
So this is kind of the first international travel of the season, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's excited, and we jump into the first one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one-on-one goes to
Mike.
So Mike gets the first one-on-one date.
Yes.
They kind of go around the town, try the local food and drink. And they had like some sour candy or something like that. Some weird like,
and then
what was it called, like black magic or something? Like
I don't
sour
know,
candy?
something like that. And then Hannah, I think she put her ear to an egg. She listened to an egg. She smelled some books.
Something weird.
I
mean, honestly, like the date events were kind of just like really random to me.
Yeah.
I was a little bit like, what's happening?
I don't know. It's kind of weird because they're doing like normal stuff.
Right. They're doing
rather
normal
than, like,
date things rather than extravagant date things. Is that what you're saying? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which we mentioned with Jed, where they were just kind of strolling around.
Yeah, and then they
Boston.
threw in like the Celtics thing.
Right.
As like the rando thing.
Right.
But then this day, I don't think there was anything really random. Except for they tried haggis, but that's not random. That's still normal
that's
date
still
things.
like a thing that you would do if you were visiting as a tourist.
Exactly.
I feel like. Right. I don't know. I think it's an interesting thing to point out. Didn't actually think about it until we mentioned it, but
I know.
just to have very normal dates. Which
what does it mean?
No, I think it's a good thing because then you get to really see, like we mentioned with Jed, like you get to see what life is like outside of the show.
Yeah.
Like what life would. It gives Hannah and the contestants an opportunity to see what life is
rather
like.
Than just these rando, like, I'm falling out of a plane.
Right. Yeah. I mean, those things are cool.
Those are fun, but
it's not like your everyday thing, and to be able to see what everyday life would be like is a really, I think that's a good thing for them. So we'll see. Definitely, if next week, like,
I think they could potentially be testing out Mike for The Bachelor too.
So yeah, there's that kind of idea in theory, I guess, going along, going around at least. We'll kind of get into that a little bit, but that's their afternoon date. Then they have their date night. And this is kind of where Mike has a chance to like open up a little bit, right? He points out like how nervous he is around her, and that he hasn't been in love in what did he say?
He said half a decade.
So
which is
means,
just 5 years.
Okay, I was gonna hope that you could do the math. So yeah, he hasn't been in love in like 5 years since his last relationship, and he's just really scared to the idea of love and like being heartbroken again. Makes sense. Now here's the thing. So I'm gonna kind of play just a little bit of their date. For me, the first time I watched this, I didn't really notice Mike's like actions necessarily throughout the day and the date and everything like that. Because for some reason I attribute Mike's personality as like super smiley.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that the first time, and it still doesn't necessarily feel like he was as smiley. But watching it a second time, I mean, there you go. Perfect smile. I mean, like, he's always just grinning ear to ear.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that I like Mike. I think that he's like a really cool, really good guy. But for me, in my opinion, I don't know if it's going to work out between these two.
I agree.
Right.
I think that there are other people in this house that have stronger relationships with Hannah, and Mike does not. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a strong one, but I think it's more so a friendship. That's what I see.
Sure. I can see what you mean. I definitely think that like he in the top runnings, but he's not amongst the like top 3 that we've been like talking about.
But he's not a background person.
No, he's definitely a front runner, but he's not like top 2, top 1 prediction worthy.
Yeah.
I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good looking dude, very good values, etc. But yeah, I just don't think he's gonna make it further than like maybe top 6, top 4, but like that's it. Still think he's a good it doesn't speak to his.
Wait, maybe they keep him around for hometowns because they want to meet his mom, the queens in his life,
right. That'd be interesting.
ladies.
That would be top 4.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, I think he is amongst that like top 4 group, top 6 at the lowest, top 4, top 6.
Okay.
Unless he has a completely huge mental breakdown, which I mean, we have seen very, very minor spurts of I don't know, aggression. I don't know if aggression's the right word, but just like, but it's towards...
Maybe at one point he'll be like, I can't take it anymore with this Luke P guy. I need to peace.
Right. Yeah.
Or I can't take anymore, Hannah. Get him out of here. And she'll be like, no. Okay, peace.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is like some of this guy drama in the house is kind of affecting him, but it doesn't seem to show necessarily whenever he's with her.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. But, you see that and you kind of think like, oh, well, maybe he's, I don't know. So yeah, I don't think he's going to make it to be the winner.
Okay.
There is that rumor, or people are thinking, oh, maybe Mike for Bachelor. Why do you think that is?
I think he's got a great look.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got a good backstory. He said he's ready for love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his personality just kind of fits the Bachelor type, in terms of the show, for casting. And I just feel like he'd be a good contender. He just seems like the front runner, I think, for Bachelor.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, you might say like Peter.
Right.
But I don't know. Peter reminds me too much of like Ben Higgins and Nick Viall together, plus Colton. I don't know.
What about Mike for Paradise?
Mike for Paradise. He could go to Paradise and then become the Bachelor. Is that what Colton did?
That's true. That's what Colton did.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's true. Interesting.
Uh-huh. And Nick.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of these people, they go to Paradise and then they become the Bachelor.
Interesting. See, that's the thing that I didn't keep up necessarily too much with, was the Paradise part and like some of the transitions that some of the people made. I kind of watched like the main show and like only recently was watching Paradise.
I do like Paradise.
Well, I mean, it's funny. It's super entertaining for sure. But yeah, for some reason just never really watched Paradise. But
okay, and then another thing about Mike is he's got a lot of layers to him, We don't get to just see like happy Mike. We get to see angry Mike, sad Mike, smiley Mike,
right?
Stressed out Mike, nervous Mike. Whereas Peter, we just see happy Peter. I'm happy.
Right.
I'm Pete the pilot.
Sure.
He goes back to that thing that you were saying, like, I hope that they face kind of a hardship in their relationship so that we can see him kind of
break down a little bit.
Yeah, break down.
Yeah. And see how he handles it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's a very, very valid point. We have seen a lot to Mike so far. So whether or not he's Bachelor or just on Paradise, I think, I think that people like him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely seems like it when I browse social media for post-show reactions.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mike ends up getting a rose that night.
Woo.
So that kind of closes out the one-on-one. And then we move on to the group date. This is the Bachelorette Highland Games. Is that what they called it?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was an interesting kind of group date, which again is a very violent group
Hannah
date.
likes violence.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. If next week's is another athletic, aggressive, violent,
then we know
for sure
it's a theme.
Yeah, because at first it was like whatever, coincidence, and now it's like there has to be something going on here.
She's always like, yeah, blood, sweat, and tears.
Right. I don't know what it is. I think it might just be like she wants to see a manly man in his element. And this
Grizzly.
is like maybe that's
aggressive.
Maybe that's what she wants, but
yeah, I don't know.
But it's definitely a theme for sure.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Yeah, they do things like axe throwing, which is interesting because the form on their axe throwing was a little bit poor. They were one hand kind of half throwing it when I'm pretty sure I've watched a bunch of. Have you ever seen those videos of people at like the axe throwing?
No, because I don't do that in my free time.
Well, no, but like it's not even that you don't have friends or anything that like go to these things. They like go to these axe throwing. I don't know what you call it. Like instead of you go to like a golf course or like a Top Golf or like a shooting range.
So your friends go and they throw axes?
I know people. I'm not saying that they're my friends.
Oh shoot! Not friends, just
acquaintances. That have gone axe throwing.
Okay.
Some are friends, some are acquaintances, but yes, I'm surprised. You haven't even like just seen it on the internet in general.
No.
Well, they have these places where you can go and throw axes and learn how to properly throw an axe. Apparently, it's a two-handed overhead action, not just a one-hand.
So like this.
Boom. Yeah,
so you're saying if we were in the zombie apocalypse, your choice of weapon would be an axe?
I'm not saying that.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Wait, why? Where did that come from? I'm just saying I've seen it, so I know that when they were doing it in the show that it wasn't really going to work out for them.
I don't know. My thought process was just axe throwing. Go to a range to practice axe throwing. Why would I want to practice axe throwing? Oh, the zombie apocalypse. Oh, I should learn how to axe throw so that when the zombie apocalypse comes, I can defend myself.
No.
Okay.
All I'm saying is some people just like to do stuff like that in their free time. It gives them that primal fulfillment.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, why else do you think people... I don't know. Never mind.
I don't know. But anyways, so during the practice, no one can land the axe except for Hannah.
I think it was rigged,
on the first try. I don't think so.
I think she was closer.
What do you mean?
I think she was placed distance-wise closer to the target.
Oh, but still.
I'm not saying that like it was rigged or like that they should. I think it is first try.
She just got a bit of an advantage.
She got the advantage.
Yeah, that's fine. But she still got it.
True, and none of them did.
Yep.
Again, I'm gonna say that it's form related.
Yeah.
What else did they do? They did the milk race.
The milk race, which I don't know what the point of it was. Was it to not spill the milk? Was it to get across the fastest, or was it to get across the fastest without spilling milk?
It's the fastest without spilling milk.
Okay, well, they didn't do that. I think they were just trying to get across.
I don't think they were told to do that. Yeah. I feel like because none of them tried to not spill the milk.
No.
They all spilled it. Yeah. Especially Jed. Like full on.
He was out there on that date. Like he was just going full out, you know?
Hey, good for him.
I know, actually, coming out of his shell.
A little clip. We can continue talking, but yeah.
Chopstick claps for Jed.
True. Where are our chopsticks?
We use them for sushi today.
No, I think I got 2 here. You got 2 over there. Perfect. Don't worry. We don't use these for eating. Trust me. I keep these separate. Sanitary here on the Fire and Rice podcast. Well,
sanitation.
Unsanitary in that we're not using. I haven't really cleaned these.
Sanitary.
It's sanitary though.
Yeah, because we don't.
Because I'm choosing not to eat with it. But I haven't washed these recently. It's fine. You're the only one that touches yours. I'm the only one that touches mine. Chopstick claps for Jed.
Chopstick claps for Jed.
Chopstick claps for Jed. Yeah, I agree. Jed was definitely trying a lot harder this date, for sure.
Oh, but then Tyler ended up landing the axe during the actual game itself.
Right, they had their practice round, and then they do the... You must do everything that we just practiced in front of a live audience.
Go! And then Tyler did it.
Tyler did it. So that was pretty good.
Tyler.
And the cool thing was, actually, if you watch it back, I can't find a clip, but if you watch it back, Tyler kind of like half throws it and then kind of like fade away, walks away like a cool kid. and hits it. It was like, yeah.
It's like he felt it, As
He
soon
knew
as he let it go,
yeah,
he
he's
was
like,
like,
I got
oh,
this.
it's
Yeah,
in.
I got this. They got axe throwing, we got milk race, and they just started wrestling.
Yeah.
So
in kilts.
More very aggressive,
It was aggressive.
Contact, very, we had rugby last time, and now we have full on wrestling.
Some guys just took it. They just take me.
Yeah.
And then some guys were like, ah!
Was it on Colton's season where they did like boxing or something? They did like martial arts?
Yeah. I can't
right?
remember
Where
what
they started
did.
punching. Well, it was Demi that started punching somebody, right?
They did something, and they were
did,
like taking
sparring.
each other down.
Yeah, so.
And then I think somebody cried. I can't remember.
Yeah, they got like punched in the face. Yeah. I just think that the next stage at this point for Hannah's group dates is going to be like MMA, like just straight up octagon. You can actually beat each other up. And like,
you know why?
And like choke
okay,
people.
I don't think it's a Hannah thing. I think the producers are like, Luke P is an aggressive specimen. We need to put him in his element.
But they didn't put him on this one.
So then maybe it is a Hannah thing.
And I guess the only group date that I can think of that hasn't been aggressive so far was the picture one.
Yeah, that's not aggressive. Except for like that one moment with Garrett. I feel like that was the start of the aggression.
Which part?
When she was waxing him.
I mean, yeah, pain.
She likes pain.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't know, man. I just think I don't know. These group dates are getting very interesting.
Yeah.
So we talked about all the events that they did. We talked about Tyler being able to hit the axe. And we mentioned that Jed was very on his A game here and was definitely feeling himself a little bit during this, so much so that after the milk race, he actually poured it all over himself. That I don't agree. Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
I know you felt like you're the man.
It was a creative choice.
Maybe you just slam the bucket on the ground, spike it, touchdown dance.
Like,
but to pour it on yourself?
But to just straight up, like, what was his thought process through that? Like, the adrenaline's going, then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom.
Maybe.
I'm making the choice.
I have a thought.
I have to commit.
Right.
But
I think maybe it was like, oh, that race got me all hot and I'm sweaty. I need to cool down, like how they do the Gatorade on the coach. But then maybe mid-pour, he probably realized this is milk. This is not, but I must be a man and just war cry. I don't know. That kind of grossed me out. I was like, okay, buddy, you need to relax.
It's like, it's real milk, man.
Yeah.
And it was yellow for some reason.
Yeah, it was really oddly colored.
Why was it yellow?
I don't know if it's our TV. I don't think it's our TV.
I don't think so.
But it was definitely not.
There's a weird off-white
Maybe
tinge
it was
to
like
it.
Not cow's milk. Maybe it was like goat milk or haggis milk or
haggis milk.
Sheep's milk.
Okay, sure.
I don't know.
Maybe it was a little aged. Like
aged
cheese.
Milk? That means it's expired. That's disgusting. Oh man.
Poor Jed. But then afterwards,
he
it looked
won
like
the event.
Yeah.
Oh. Party foul.
Yeah.
Were you about to say like afterwards, like it was just?
It looked like he
dried off.
Yeah.
Like he almost like
cleaned
his. Yeah. Because that should have stained for sure. I agree.
They were probably like, "Gosh dang it, Jed!" They're like, "Make."
Exactly. Jed wins that like event.
Yeah.
But not the night just yet. So
yeah, because they have these like fun little games and whatever, and then people win, and doesn't really mean anything though. Right.
So then they all clean up and they get ready for their group date night. And pretty much here, so like I said, Jed won the Highland Games and became Lord Jed of 1 square foot of land.
Correct.
On that property.
Yes, 1 square
Is
foot.
that? Do you think that's real?
Probably not.
Do you think it like expires in a week? Like he's only
Probably.
Lord Jed for the time being of him residing in Scotland.
Yeah, it's either that or it just really isn't legitimate.
Because there's got to be legal stuff involved with
I'm sure they
owning
just
a
said,
square foot of
"Hey,
land.
can we just say this?" And then they just like wrote it on a piece of paper and then gave
Right.
it to him.
If
Who knows?
If it is legit, I wonder what
Like,
what kind of
why?
duties you have as a lord of a square foot of land.
It's just a square foot.
Well, but if they like want to build something on it, they have to get his permission or pay him or something, right?
Yeah, so then
So
it's
that's
probably
why
not
I don't think
legit.
it's legit.
No.
I don't know. Maybe if anyone out there is like a expert on land
Square-
ownership
Yeah.
and
Land
can tell us.
ownership from the show.
I mean, I don't know.
Because land ownership in real life, is its own thing. But then land ownership on a television show.
No, I mean, if that's what I'm saying, like if he truly does own it, then it must follow the rules of owning land.
Uh-huh.
He is lord of that square foot of land.
Lord Jed.
Yeah.
They didn't even put his last name. They just put Lord Jed.
Do you think his full name is Jedediah? Or is it like Jed?
I don't think
or
so.
like
He's from...
Jederson? Jeddy?
No.
No?
No.
You think it's just Jed?
Just Jed. Yes.
Oh, weird.
I don't think it's weird.
Okay.
I think it's a...
I just feel like it could be Jedediah. Like, that's a name. He looks like he could be a Jedediah.
I know, he looks like a Jed.
He really does look like a Jed.
Yeah. I mean, he could potentially be like a Luke or something.
No, he looks like a
Or-
Jed.
Maybe like an Edward, and then you call him Eddie. Or perhaps a Brian.
No.
Or maybe like a...
He's got an old, like, he would be like an old name.
Oh, he could be a Max.
Maximilian.
Maximilian. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people call him Max for short. Like Jed.
Jedediah.
Jedediah.
I don't know. Do we have any? I don't know. Anyways.
That was, yeah.
Jed is Lord Jed. And it sucks because on this date night, pretty much, Jed got some action.
Mm-hmm.
Peter got some action.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Kevin.
Poor Kevin.
Poor Kevin didn't
It was
get...
revealed that Kevin hasn't even kissed Hannah yet.
And he's
still here.
Hey. Good for him.
Good for him, but like...
Personality.
Yeah. And he broke his arm.
Perseverance. Yeah.
We got to see his personality a little bit, and he's really funny.
He's actually really funny. I like Kevin. But again, I don't know how far he'll make it. But
Yeah.
still,
You can tell that the producers asked him, are you jealous of them? Are you jealous of what you just saw? And he was like, of course I wish that was me.
Right.
But the way he said it was as if he was like a little
Kind of
kid.
joking.
Like, I don't know. He's really funny.
Yeah. What else? I feel like, was there anything else that happened? I feel like that was kind of it. Lord Jed, everyone but Kevin's kissing Hannah.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
remember.
no drama.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring that up because so basically at the end of the night, Jed does actually get to date Rose, and Hannah kind of does a little post dialogue saying, the date went very, very well. And who's not on it? Luke. She makes a point in like her little
Luke
post monologue thing.
Joshua Parker.
Oh, wow. We're going full name. Is it Luke or Lucas?
I think it's Luke.
I would think it's Luke
Yeah.
as well.
Lucas. Yeah, no. It's Luke.
No. But yeah, she like mentions
She
it.
said-
She makes a point to mention that
And
this.
I quote, and this quote might get messed up a little bit.
Okay,
but
so you can't say "and I quote." that means...
And I quote, it'd be ignorant of me to... It'd be ignorant of her to...
See?
It'd be ignorant of me to not... It'd be ignorant of me to say... To acknowledge that the day went so well and Luke was not here. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But she makes that a point.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So, with that being said, because he's not on it, he is the one-on-one.
The one-on-one. The next one-on-one.
The next
after
one-on-one
Mike.
of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just where everything gets a little more interesting. Because like I said at the beginning of the show, I thought that this episode was actually a little bit boring. What are you doing?
My flies.
Oh, no. This whole time. Ugh. Okay, well.
Anyways.
Okay. What was I saying? What was I saying?
I distracted you so much that you forgot your train of thought.
I was talking about the episode was boring
Up until
like this. And I mean, it's not that it was boring, but like there's been so much drama and so many issues in the past few. I mean, we're only on what, like we said, episode 5, week 5. Yeah, I mean, there has been some sort of drama, whether it be
Cam.
ABC, Cam, or Luke. There's just always been something that the guys are kind of arguing over. And you have the date with Mike, goes fine. You have the group date
that Luke
without
on Luke drama at the beginning.
At the beginning, but then kind of this whole middle section. After like that first part was maybe only 10 minutes.
Sure.
Like 10 minutes. And from that point until the last, and I think Luke's date, if I remember correctly, is like the last 40 minutes of the show. Like 30, 40 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
With commercials, of course. Like that last chunk. I was kind of like, everything's just chilling. It's like whatever. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So remind me again, do you remember what Luke's date card says?
It said, let's figure this out one way or another. Now, ... ellipsis. Now, when you hear that, or when you read that, do you see that in a positive connotation or a negative connotation?
I'm in a very, I actually don't know what's going on. I'm actually a little confused, a little concerned. Yeah, cautious.
Yeah, Well, he read it in a very positive connotation, and he said, she says we're going to get through this one way or another.
So that was mistake number 1 on his part.
Yeah, that was just...
And that's when, and this is where things get interesting.
Yeah.
So Luke does get the date. Interestingly enough, too, it's him and Mike sitting in the room when the date card arrives, and Mike is just like, I don't want to be here. So Mike leaves.
Gets up and leaves.
And makes Luke read it to himself out loud. Obviously, he has to read it out loud because of the camera.
When it is 2 people who get the one-on-one, does the
Normally
other person
the other person gets it, and I'm pretty sure reads it to that person that's going to receive it. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Most cases.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's cases that aren't, but like most of the time.
Okay. We'll see as the season progresses.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Anyways, interestingly, like I said, Mike leaves, makes Luke read it awkwardly out loud in a room by himself, and he's just grinning. He's like so happy about it. And again, in that moment, he just seems like very robotic.
Yeah.
Like there's something weird about that scene for me. I watched it and I was like, really, buddy? That's what you got out of it. And he's just like,
yeah,
I'm so happy we're gonna get through this, man. I'm like, whoa.
I just feel bad for him because he just keeps misreading every situation. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, because he sees things through like a positive light in his favor.
But that's where I'm like, there has to be something off, because if he can't read a situation,
like completely,
he's missing a lot of it in what happened.
Oh no, I just like imagined the conversation again from that night.
Oh, that we're about to watch?
Cringy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna watch a lot of this.
It's so cringy.
The thing is like, he's just missing a lot of intention. I don't know if it's like a social cue that he's missing, like some sort of social ineptness.
I think because nobody has confronted him
in his life
ever.
Right.
Yeah, and he's just been able to talk his way through, and people are like, oh, this guy's very nice, charismatic, he says really nice things, but no one's ever confronted him or
He's
Or I
never
guess-
really had hardship, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I could believe that.
I could believe that too. Maybe his parents didn't yell at him enough. You know?
Maybe not. I mean,
Yeah, because he's unable to read
he doesn't.
people's
Yeah.
you know,
There's body
behavior,
language.
body language,
There's,
that's what I-
there's tone.
there's
There's
tone.
a lot
He's,
of
like,
things
missing
involved
it
that he's missing.
completely.
Agreed.
Unless he's just choosing to be ignorant and wanting to see it in a different way.
Right.
You know?
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to break down those conversations because it's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
But he gets the date card. He tries to have a speech with the lads and is just like, I'm just so excited to, or he's not so excited. He's basically just like, after tonight, I'm gonna know whether or not I
want to be here.
Yeah. And everybody was just like, okay, what are you talking about?
Okay, buddy. After episode 2, I love
Mr.
you.
I love you, Mr. Patrick.
Mr. I love you.
Wait, I don't know. Wait, did we ever show that on the Did we ever show that on the podcast?
On the podcast? No, I made a meme.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
I need to be more active on
We've
the
been
Instagram.
very, very
I'm
busy,
so
folks. But if you haven't
sorry.
done so already, definitely be sure to follow us.
Yeah.
On the socials. Again, down here, Fire Rice Podcast on Twitter, and over there,
It's opposite.
Fire and Rice Podcast on Instagram. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Okay.
Actually, this is our Instagram here. Jenna made this.
I made this.
I'm genuinely starting to fall in love with you.
Hello?
I love you.
I don't know.
Accurate
It's.
or not? I think it was.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
week 2. This man's like, I love you. I love you.
I love you.
and now he's just.
Luke
I don't know
P,
if I'm
more
ready.
like
He's
Luke
like,
Patrick.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, he's basically like, I don't know. We'll see if I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
If I want to stay.
I don't know if he said that just to get along with the guys. Maybe he can sense that people, like, I don't know, like Cam, you know, trying to include Kevin in their little chicken nugget ceremony.
Yeah.
But it comes off so wrong because they're unable to read situations.
Yeah, I think that
So
it
maybe he's
was
like-
something of like either the producer told him like you should just have a speech or something, but like I just don't know if he knows what he's saying half the time also.
Yeah.
Well, let's analyze because so basically
Oi.
they have a date. It's like a beautiful cliffside view, like by somewhat like abandoned like castle or something.
Yeah, but once again, it's not like an out there date. They set it up as if they knew that they were just going to be talking the whole time. And they
Yeah.
weren't going to be exploring the city or whatever.
Sure.
Because it's just on the hillside.
Yeah, but it's still a really nice scene and like all this. It's by the water. It's like super cool. In my opinion, I thought it was really like a nice scenic place to be. But
Perfect place, no distractions, get to know each other.
yeah, get to know each other exactly. And pretty much, you know, at this point, Hannah's just trying to like get to know Luke. Hold on, I want to pause here because this is actually a very interesting point at the beginning. She's basically trying to get to know him past like service level conversation. And he's like just not getting it. He's pretty much always just like, you know, what do you want from me? Or like, I'm trying to tell you what you want to hear, which is very weird to say. Or like, I can't, like, it's been really hard for me these past couple weeks.
Yeah, because he's like, well, what do you want me to say? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
And she even tells him, like, I just want to know about who you are, what makes you.
And then he's like, well, I just want you to know that I'm not trying to say anything that you want me to say. He basically like, I don't know.
It was weird.
It's so weird.
She gets frustrated though, and this is the clip that I have pulled up. She actually is so frustrated. She has to walk away and wants to talk to a producer.
There's
So
something there. I just like don't know how to get out of this. And I don't want to give up on it. And I want to get past it.
It takes time. It just takes time.
Like he has to have emotions. Like it's obvious he has emotions, but like speak the emotions, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Is that what's missing? Like, I feel like that's what's missing, and
Pause. So, producers, they say it just takes time. It just takes time. You know, when they can clearly see there's something wrong here. Now, as a friend, though, what would you say if Hannah came up to you and said, "I just don't know. Like, I feel like there's something there, but I just don't know."
I would. Well, have I ever talked to him before?
Yes. You have interacted with
like
him. You
everything
understand.
that I've seen, I know.
Yes, you know.
I would just
What
be like,
would you say
as a good friend?
as a good friend?
I would just say, hey, listen, I don't know. I think you're onto something. There is definitely something
There's
that's just
courting.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were talking in terms of producers. Okay, go ahead.
No, you said as a good friend or as a producer?
As a good friend. Go ahead.
As a good friend, if I know Luke P the way that the show portrays Luke P, I would just say, like, I don't know, something's definitely missing from this guy. I'm sure that you think that he's got emotions, and I'm sure he does. I think he's struggling to portray them, but
Okay.
at the same time, I just don't feel it.
Okay. Me, personally, the way I talk with my friends, I just say, man, to be honest, he's crazy. Okay? To be honest, from my point of view, because I'm sure you know him better than I do, but he's not worth it. Move on.
That's what
Bam.
I want to say to Hannah.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
That's what I want to say. It's like, hey, just move on. I think that's what we all want from her
But the
at this point.
producers are courting the situation.
Yeah.
And they're saying, it just takes time. It just takes time.
AKA keep him on the show because we need him for our...
They're probably like, you saw Colton and Cassie. It just takes time.
Or, you saw what happened last night. There was no drama. We can't have that on our show. It just takes time. Keep him, please.
That's exactly what they're saying. But they'll never say that to her face. So
Right.
it'll hurt her feelings. And they want to be on her side, quote unquote.
Of course they want to be on her side. What's in her best interest is in the show's best interest.
Exactly. Bum, bum, bum.
But
Poor
we know-
Hannah.
Huh?
Poor Hannah.
I know. So,
can somebody talk to him about what it means when I say, how do you feel?
the fact that she throws
You
it.
have to talk to him about
talk to him about that.
The fact that they like laugh about it too, like, kind of upsets me when I was watching this. You have to talk to him. Duh. I was like,
I just thought it was weird how the male producer would say something and then the female producer would just kind of echo it.
yeah, back him up.
Not really saying anything, but just repeating what he said. It just takes time. It just takes time. You have to say something. You have to say something.
Yeah.
It's not our job. You gotta do it. She's probably like, but I see you talking to him all the time.
Right. What does he say? Tell me what he says. Show me the tapes.
Yeah, show me the tapes.
Um.
Nope, can't do that here.
So she's obviously frustrated, and
Yeah.
the producers can't help. Let's see. I don't know if I skipped to the right part, but I just want to listen to the conversation that they have a little
Yeah.
bit because
Either way, you'll be able to get a good gander at what's going on.
It hurts me. This is not easy for me in any way right now. And I know if anything, it's harder on you. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make things clear for you and to make things right. I want you to know that.
Like, you can't just like keep saying that. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm really trying to understand you, but for the only way that I'm gonna understand you is for you to like not just talk about what happened or like how you're gonna keep trying because you know that it hurts me. Like, I don't know, just like I need more.
I need more, and that's literally all she's asking. It's just like, I need just a conversation with you. Don't tell me that it's gonna be hard.
Don't tell me what you're gonna do. Just do it.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing for me. It was like this initial conversation, right? This is the first part of their date. We'll pull up the second part of the date coming up, but this whole time that he's like saying all this stuff, there's just something about his eyebrows and there's something about the way he pauses mid-sentence. And okay, so here's the thing. For me, everyone's saying like he is Shrek, human Shrek in real life.
Yeah.
Because of his look.
Uh-huh.
For me, whenever he speaks and whenever he tries to do this whole thing in this conversation and then the next one, it becomes a very Anakin Skywalker from episode 2 vibe.
Ooh, shoot.
Because he's just like
there's like something
there's like conflict in his head.
A little bit, but you know that they're
and
like
he's whining a lot, and like the sand is very coarse and it gets all over the place, and I killed the sand people and the children, and I'm just like, Luke is going to say something like this and become Darth Vader.
Anakin, Luke. Luke, Anakin, Luke.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but
yes.
all I'm saying is like this whole conversation, like for me, I don't know why, but I just kept thinking like this is very Anakin Skywalker episode 2-esque.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's like you said at the beginning, it's just so cringe, and it just really hurts me.
Saying lines. Like,
it's just lines.
Yeah.
There's no substance.
No.
At all.
He's like a really bad actor, you know?
We were watching a soap opera live.
Yeah.
Where only one person in the episode was an actor.
Yeah.
And the other person was just
saying
a daily
lines.
person on the street.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad.
But another thing that bothers me, okay, I strongly dislike when people try to use, I guess, a sophisticated tone or vocabulary or just the way he phrases things to make it sound like he's giving you clarity or to make it sound like he's saying something, when in reality you're just more confused in the end than before he spoke. I don't like that. I actually know someone who does that.
Oof, they shall remain nameless.
Exactly.
But I agree. I think that he kept kind of, well, first off, for me, it was like he was just beating around the bush, using big words or big, long, extended phrases and extending his sentence length by putting a gap of breath. If you notice, he was like, this is hard for me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's just as hard for you too.
He's just trying to make it sound deep.
And I'm doing everything in my power.
In my power. Who says that? I'm doing everything in my power.
To make things right.
In my power.
For you. That could have been said in about 2 seconds. It took him about 15.
Flashback to when he was like, I'm genuinely starting to fall in love with.
I love you.
I love you.
It's 3 words, man. It's 3 words.
You don't need to put breaths and you don't need to extend it.
Add adjectives. None of that. It was 3 words, bro.
Oi.
Maybe 4.
I don't know. Just when people try, it's not just speaking sophisticatedly. You're trying to speak sophisticatedly. Like when they got into it.
Sophisticatedly. I
Sorry.
don't know if this is a word, so you just got
such an oxymoron.
This is.
But anyways, so earlier when they were having, you know, an argument with the guys in the house, and you know they're all talking over each other, and Luke's just like, "You do not know what you speak of," or like, just the way he said it was so like, I don't know, it was cringy.
Yeah.
But he was trying to sound smart. You don't know, or like, you don't know what you speak of. I don't know. It was just so weird. What he says is just.
I definitely think it goes back to that whole like that he hasn't had confrontation, because a lot of the way that, and if he has, I don't know, I want to know, because a lot of the conversation that he has where it's like this, where it's negative or it's like negative towards him or about him, a lot of it is just like him saying like, well, you feel that way, but
Yeah.
and it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that, like
I'm sorry you feel that way.
but I blank, like
Yeah.
I don't agree, or I am not.
But he tries to
or
go about it
I-
as chill as possible.
and it comes off weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing that's going on here, and
You kicked me in the face. I was trying to step over you, man. Come on.
yeah, I'm sorry you felt my knee in your head, but I actually was just stepping over you.
Your head got in my way of my knee.
Yeah, so it's weird. Anyways, they end up, I don't know, after that cliffside thing, they kind of just like got up and kind of
Looked at the cliff.
walked away and then just went into the night date. But Hannah basically is just like, hey, today's date didn't really go the way I wanted it to or had expected, and I just really feel something towards you, but also you make no sense and I need to get to know you.
Yeah, it looked like she just wanted to straight up say like, you're saying things, but you're not really saying anything. And she said it, but she said it under her breath, kind of, because she knew that it's kind of rude to say. Like, you're not saying anything.
Yeah.
Like, you really aren't.
Yeah.
You're saying words, but you're not saying anything.
It has no meaning. It
Yeah.
has no substance.
So she's
to-
like, feeling. Tell me how you're feeling. And he's like, I feel
like
that
this
I
is
just
very
wanna give
hard
you
for
clarity.
me, and yeah. But again, it's like we said this not last episode, I think, but 2 episodes ago or something, where I was just like, I think that he knows what to say, but there's just no feeling behind it.
He knows what to say, but he doesn't know why he's saying it.
Right, or why he's saying it.
You know?
But
It's
there's
like-
just no emotion. And she's literally asking, like, how does it make you feel when people don't like you? Or how does it make you feel when, you're stressed out? Or, like, what do you do when you're stressed out? Like, what are you feeling?
Yeah. I'm
And
guessing
he just doesn't say anything related to the question.
I think he was the type of person in school who knew the answer to the test but didn't know why.
Sure.
Like he knew 2 + 2 = 4, but
Wait, I don't know if I can explain why 2 + 2 = 4.
yeah, he
besides,
was like, but I don't know. I don't understand. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I don't get it. Like I don't know, man.
okay.
And then simple essay questions. Oh, what's blah blah blah. Oh, well, I read somewhere that it was this. I just don't know why. And then he gets like an A+.
I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
He just doesn't seem like he's needed to explain anything in his life. Or he just hasn't gone into that depth, I guess.
Yeah, but they have their dinner conversation.
And it goes
A little
bad.
like this.
See you, but I want to like see what's like under there, like the unseen that you're not showing me, because like that is what I want forever to be, what I think's there, but I didn't get to see it today like I wanted to. Like, this is not how I pictured tonight going. I didn't want to continue talking about this. I want to know who you are, and I don't. And sometimes I look at you and I'm like, yeah, I could totally see you as my future husband. And then sometimes I look at you and I don't think that there are any roads that like lead to what I want. Like what I really want. Like I can't give you this rose.
And that's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. So another cliffhanger of an episode. I can't give you this rose. Here's the thing, though. You look at, she's saying all these things, and you look at his face. That was the thing for me.
Yeah, and he's like not
There's
processing it.
no, processing going on.
He does.
This last bit is like maybe the
It's
only.
the only part that she
bit-
says, I can't give you the rose. That he's like,
Oh no! Because throughout all of this conversation,
Yeah, he's just kind of like,
he's either just not really paying attention here, looking at her with the same face of like, "Yes, I know I'm good looking. You just said it yourself."
smolder.
Yeah, she says at the beginning, like, "I see you, but I don't see what's, underneath, like the deeper bits, like of whatever." And he's just like, "Yes, I know I'm good looking. Like that's
Yeah, yes.
you know what I mean?
Blah,
Like
blah,
he
blah.
hears what
Yes,
she says
I
and then
know.
he twists it into something else, and that's why I feel like he's struggling with the conversation, because he picks out the small, not existent
Yeah.
compliments that are
Oh my
there.
god, he picks out the small bits. Like, I don't know if you could find this clip, but Hannah's talking, she's explaining, she's saying something about herself, and she's saying like, oh yeah, you know, sometimes I'm at church and I'm this really sweet girl, but then other times I'm not, and that's the truth. And he's like, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
And she's like, what? Okay, but like, he said, no, yes, I'm the exact same. And she's like, okay, then own up to your flaws. And he's like, okay, I don't know if I have any, but let me
flaws.
know if I do, is what he said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He picks out the small things that he can work into a compliment for himself, and I feel like his inner monologue is literally things like that. I don't know. That's why I'm really having I'm having a very hard time trying to connect with this guy.
Trying to side with him.
To
give him
'cause
the
I want
benefit
to-
of the doubt.
Yeah, I really want to try and see what's up with this guy.
Did you show the clip where he said, yeah, everyone loves me?
I don't think it's a part of this, unfortunately, or anything that
Oh.
on like the things I could find.
That
but
was just bad though. Like I really, I don't know. It felt so fake. I feel like no person on television, knowing that they're being taped, would ever say things that he says. But he just says them without thinking.
yeah,
But he is thinking about it.
that's the thing though, is like
It's like
What's-
calculated, but without thought.
the thing is like all throughout the conversation, it was a lot of like we've been saying, like this has been tough for me the past couple of weeks. I'm trying to give you clarity, blah blah blah. And then the one time he's like, you know what, fine, I'm going to try to open up. And what happens? He says, everybody loves me.
He says-
And then she's like, no, don't say that. And then he goes, okay, cool on, let me try again. It's really hard for me. I'm trying to give you clarity. Because he tried. And just the only
Aw.
thing he could come up with was everybody loves me.
Yeah, because he said back home. He like starts
Everywhere
it
I
out
go,
like
in
as if he's
school,
gonna talk
say,
about
like,
his
I
past.
was bullied or
Yeah.
something.
He goes back home. Yeah, my
That's the thing.
friends at my school.
Everywhere I went,
Everyone
everybody
loves
loved
me.
me.
It was just set up too perfectly.
It really was. But that's what I'm saying. The one time he like tried in the conversation to open up,
She shut him
it just
down.
really backfired. And then I think from that point on, he just kept saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm hurting. I want to give you clarity. I'm hurting.
And
I'm
everyone
hurting.
loves me.
Everyone loves me except for here, and I don't get it. I'm trying to be myself, but I can't because everyone keeps putting lies in my face.
I know. It's so
Repetitive.
it's just very repetitive, and like I said, like this face literally was the conversation. Like
it was the conversation.
it was the conversation. Like any time that he wasn't talking, he had that same look of like
the glazed
nothing is
look.
yeah, it's like he's not listening. I'm sure he is, but whatever's
He's
processing
hearing words. He's just not hearing what they're saying.
what it mean, the meaning, the feeling.
The feeling. Ooh, what bothered me though was when Hannah was saying, you know, I didn't mind when you were getting mad at Luke S.
Oh, that kind of bothered me a lot too.
Yeah, it made me think maybe they are meant to be,
Well,
you know?
see, but that's the thing is like
But then again, maybe she enjoyed seeing Luke S get mad at Luke P. I don't know.
no, because I think she said it wrong, or at least I hope that she just kind of was in the moment, not really able to articulate because she's frustrated with him. What I think she meant was like, hey, I know you have emotions and feelings because you two are getting at it and getting angry at each other.
So obviously, if you have anger, then you have other feelings.
Like she just wanted, I think what she was going for was like, talk to me more about what that feeling was to you and why you felt, you know, either so attacked or needed to explain yourself. Like, what does that what is that emotion? Dig deeper into that instance. And instead she kind of just said like, I didn't mind when you were getting angry at him, because that does sound bad. And I remember that, or however she did say it, I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But what I do think she meant was more like, I know that you feel stuff. Tell me more about this, and tell me like what, I don't know. It's just.
But maybe the real reason why he was so angry about that stuff was, even if it was true, was he felt like he was losing in that situation, and he doesn't like the feeling of losing.
Thing is even like, I don't think he thought he was losing, because like we said, even Luke S was like, you beat me. Like, I can't believe you outsmarted me. Like, he knows what he's doing.
It's
and
crazy.
It's so crazy to think that Luke has is like genius, mastermind,
manipulator,
but then has zero social skills.
It's almost as if he keeps getting lucky, you know? Like, he doesn't.
Maybe he didn't intend to.
Exactly. He's not intending to do these things, but then he just does it, and it just comes across as very smart.
Maybe. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Is like, I want to know about him to give him this like, okay, I see where it's coming from. I know why he is the way he is. And all I'm getting is he's just either robotic or he's really dumb. I'll say it.
Okay.
That's because there's just a wire that's been unplugged. You know?
Okay.
It's not processing.
Not processing.
I don't know. He's just not all there. Does this look like a face of a man who's all there all the time?
Sure.
I think it's like 85% of the time.
Yeah.
Or let me rephrase. I think it's like 85% of the time he's there. And that's this face.
Oh.
You see the difference?
Yeah, there's emotion.
True concern.
Yeah.
He knows something's wrong. Again, they could have edited it to find like a time where he was showing some kind of feeling, but
it looks like they kind of slowed it down though. If you watch it and you play it.
This
that was scary.
Like, how does he just look like this when she's saying things like, I am not, this date didn't go the way I wanted, like blah blah blah. Like, wouldn't he just be like,
try it, wait.
This date today just didn't go the way that I was really hoping, and I really didn't want to have to continue talking about this, and I just really wanted to get to know you, but some days I think that, you're the one for me, and some days I just don't see anything working out for us.
Yeah, I can't give you the rose.
I cannot give you the rose tonight. What? What were you trying to prove there?
I was trying to get inside the mind of Luke P.
And what did
and
you
like
find?
kind of like
okay, so you
so
went
when
into
I
his
was
mind.
when I was in there, it was like you said, I was just hearing words, I was following the conversation, but it wasn't until you said I can't give you the rose that I was like the words I can't give you the rose. I didn't feel that validation. I felt rejection. And it was like, oh no.
Yeah, but that's why it's like when she said I don't see. Is it because she said some days I can see you being my future husband, but some days I just can't see a road where the paths line up for us or something?
Yeah.
He only heard the first part,
exactly.
and it just still.
Yeah.
Okay. See.
It isn't until you say I cannot, blah blah blah.
Right.
Because when you say this and that, you're basically canceling them out.
Right.
So then it's just, his face makes sense technically.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see in the next episode kind of what goes on. Let's quickly take a peek at next week's episode, though. Of
Week 6.
The
trailer.
Bachelorette.
Oh, frustrated.
I know I messed up.
It sucks to see her hurting right now. I don't really know where her head's at. Guys here can't stop throwing each other under the bus.
No one believes you. Nobody believes you.
What did you say, dude? Just what did you say?
Whoa.
Stop I'm just like really defeated from all of you. So I don't want to do this.
I need to know that you're still in this. And you're capable of being in this.
It's my fault. I hope that she forgives me.
So they make it seem like Luke is saying that, but it's clearly Garrett's
Oh,
voice.
yeah. 100%. It's Garrett. You can tell by the voice.
So what did Garrett do?
That's what I don't know. And I'm excited to find out because I was saying literally last episode that Garrett is moved up in my ranks for sure. Like, he's definitely up there. I don't think he's a winner, but I think he's also top 4. Like, he seems like he's a good dude. And for him to own up and say he made a mistake, I mean, that's a good thing.
Right.
Even if, you know, he does make a mistake, it's like, that's a good thing to own up to.
He's owning up.
Exactly.
And that's what Hannah wants.
Right. I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah.
But that last bit, Luke is still there.
Yes.
Now, do you think that it's she doesn't let him go?
I think my prediction was right. I think she says, I can't give you the rose tonight, but I'll let you stay until with the other guys, till the rose ceremony. And we'll see. She'll say, I'll have to think about it.
Right.
Because that's what she always
I have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is that's, I think, the most likely.
Because he's there and Mike has a rose. You can see it.
Who's there?
Luke.
Where?
They show a clip of right before the rose ceremony. I don't know.
Like where they're sitting around? In the couch? Well, Mike's right here.
No,
no, that's not Mike. Sorry. No, I'm just... Wait, no, this is the whole thing.
No. Go
forward?
Go forward. Yeah.
I'm trying to look for Mike. I don't see Mike in
Go
this
towards
group.
the end. La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
No.
Where did I see it?
Was it a different commercial?
No. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah,
They're
fine.
all sitting on the couch.
Oh, I feel
And
like that was
you
like a TV commercial spot. Is that the one where it's like Luke refuses to leave or something like that?
No.
Yeah, see, I don't think it's in this.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Interesting.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Anyways, but there is a shot in there where we see Mike and them just kind of sitting around, and then Luke is standing behind Mike, and Mike has his rose on.
Oh,
but Luke
see, I didn't
doesn't
catch that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's most likely the
Yeah.
scenario. I was thinking. Okay, so I don't.
And the only
I don't
time that
think I've
Mike
seen
would have his
trailer.
rose on is before the ceremony.
Okay, that's most likely the case. I don't think I've seen that trailer to it yet, but I was gonna say, I mean, it doesn't matter now, but like I was thinking like, oh, what if she lets him go and then he pulls the I'm coming back against her will, like for the drama?
Yeah, I was also thinking that at first.
That'd be more.
And then she's like, okay, stay.
Now that would have been crazier.
Woo! Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Wait. That could be she's like, okay, fine, stay for the rose ceremony. Like, I send you home, but you've come back, stay for the rose ceremony. And then that's what Garrett and them are fighting about. Dude, you can't just come back here and blah, 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 blah. And then Hannah's like, this is too much. I need to leave the show. Will she leave the show? Or will she keep going with the season?
What do you think?
She'll keep going with the season. There's a lot that we haven't seen yet.
True.
Unless they duped us and they just filmed all of that.
All these posts.
Just psych us out, yeah.
Maybe.
Get in this helicopter with Garrett.
Oh, things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Just kidding. No, those look legit.
I know.
Yeah. Because they did a Colton fake out in one of the trailers last season. They had him with a ring or with a box. Just walking around, Like, what? That was not shown.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Throughout the season.
True.
So, yeah.
It could be for promotional things that they just re-edited for. Yeah. Who knows? We'll have to see.
Oh, one thing. had we made a bet on the Mike, Luke P date, because I said that Luke P was gonna get a one-on-one this week, and you said no, and then I said you want to bet on it, and you said no. But had we, you would have owed me another boba.
Oh, what did I say? I said he's gonna be on like a 2-on-1 or something.
No, you said I think he'll get a one-on-one far down the line.
Luke P?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, because that's my thing, is like they're just gonna keep him, or she's gonna keep him, and that's the thing. Man, we could just we're like way over time, and we're still talking about it. But closing thought is that she is trying really hard, it feels like, to keep him as much as she doesn't want to keep him, and whether or not it's producer or her, or maybe combination.
I think it's both.
It's just like she is just doing everything, and he's saying everything. He's saying, it's hard for me to tell, it's hard for me, and I'm trying to tell you, but
so
I just
it makes
can't.
Her want to know.
And keep him so that he can finally reveal what is so.
It does feel like he's just trying to make it.
He's just saying things to keep going.
I think he's trying to make it till after the show, and then he'll open up.
I don't know.
It's hard for me with all these cameras around.
Maybe. But anyways, enough of that. We're already way over time. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Sorry this episode's going out so late. We've been very busy. She's been doing a lot of auditions, and we won't say what it is, but she landed something. So big congratulations. She's been very busy. So our schedules, like we've been saying over the past couple of weeks, have been very difficult with kind of all the work that she's doing. So yeah. Thanks for sticking with us. We do appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And once things kind of die down schedule-wise, we are for sure getting that listening session video up. I have all of the clips that we need. I have everything that we're going to need for that episode. We just have to schedule some time. So be on the lookout for that. Follow us on Twitter for sure. I run the Twitter. I will let you guys know ahead of time that we're about to film that live listening session.
Yeah. So. And the Fire and Ice podcast Instagram. I will be posting on that. And I will be getting the thumbnails up.
Yes, please. Also, let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about things outside of just a TV show. If you want to know more about us, or if you want to have us look into either other shows or other topics, definitely.
Conspiracy theories.
We have a lot we can talk about. So if you do want more content from us, let us know in the comments below, and we'll start uploading more videos, more times a week, even though we're busy. We're going to make it happen if they want it.
Daily.
No. Like 2 to 3 episodes, maybe shorter, a week. Yeah, we could do that if they want it. So let us know. Okay, we're over time. I'm rambling. It's late. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a good one, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
Deuces.